Hello, hello. Actually, give me 1 second here. Hey, says Stella. Let me just manually switch into privacy mode. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, we're good. I had a Discord private thread opened and I want to make sure it was closed. Yeah, so it is Monday afternoon. We left off this morning just kind of fixing some bugs. I don't really think I did a lot. Let's take a look. Get log -5. I guess we checked in the color changing stuff. Yeah, fixed some bugs. Yeah, that's it. And now we're taking a look at this. So yeah, I think I want to work on the loot boxes game and wrap up that game too. Oh, this would be really cool. Good midday, Mr. Streamer. Good late day for you, viewer. I was sitting in a sunbeam with the cat. Maybe I'm a cat at heart. Maybe I have 9 lives. It was quite pleasant. It was lovely. What do we got here? So update farming player to track the animation tree's actual state, mirroring the proven platformer player approach. This prevents automatic shovel idle transitions from leaving the recolor cache stale. Always queue a deferred recolor refresh after requesting animation. Move early return for repeated animation names. Add a helper that compares the current node. Call that helper. Keep mask resolution and shader behavior unchanged. I don't know about this. The way I did things for platformer player, I'm not actually certain are a great idea. Do we have force animation state here? Yeah. We travel to a particular node, queue sprite recoloring refresh. We do this deferred because it's not going to take effect till the next frame, right? The animation change won't. But then we query get current. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I mean, we could just have it implement this and see how it feels. Yeah, whoops. Let's try it. Just see what it's like. I'm still not certain how you're supposed to do this in Godot. And this is back when I was doing things like totally manually myself anyway. We have platformer player, which has an animation tree, which is kind of crazy, and a whole bunch of transitions, and the tree handles the transitioning here. So there are a lot of conditions: is double jumping and not is aerial dashing, then move from here to here. Otherwise, move back on this condition if you are aerial dashing. And this is a pain. I don't think this is how I want to do things. So then for the next game, I was like, all right, let's just try traveling directly to nodes and keeping track of the state inside the script, I think. Is that what I did? So that allowed to do farming player, and farming player still has a tree, but the tree doesn't look so crazy. And there are conditions here, but it's mostly just when an animation is finished. Yeah. Hmm. Golden Kappa. Hey, Skittercat. Skittercat, do you still want to play Slay? I didn't want to push, but we would be available to play Slay at some point. This week's a little busy. All right, anyway, I do want to get to this, and then I want to work on balancing and cleanup. Yeah. Then we can spend tomorrow doing polish stuff. I don't plan on streaming Thursday and Friday this week. And I don't know if I want to start a new game on Monday, although it might not be bad to do. Monday, or did I say Monday? I meant Wednesday in one day. I don't know what I meant to say. Maybe start the new game. That way I have some time to myself to recover or build on it as I feel is appropriate. Probably have to be after 9 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I'll write that down. Oop. There we go. Yeah, check this out. Wait, this might not even build. Screen did the freeze thing. Thank you for letting me know. Because I never have any awareness into that. Yeah, so check this out, Skitter Cat. We now have a customize your character thing in the game. Pretty happy about this. And it works how you'd expect. I mean, you can change colors of stuff. Just set everything to pink over here. Anyway, that's that. I'm waiting for this other thing to finish here. Oh, got a phone call. All right, take care. All right, so did this actually fix anything? What is going on over here? We're just stuck. It did fix it, yeah. Wow. All right, let's take a look at the code. How much had to change to get this to work? Hue sprite recoloring refresh. Get the current node. If it's equal to the last one, return. Otherwise, queue it. And this happens in animation change? I guess this is fine. I don't mind it. I don't love it. What happened here? It moved this. And we got a different graph offset. I think this is just because I modified the scene. Yeah, I don't think this actually changed anything. Let's just roll that back. Well, yeah, let's roll it back. And that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, fine. Fix bug with recoloring sprites. In the farming game, rapidly using the shovel would... Well, rapidly doing anything. Rapidly changing animations would cause it to use a stale recolor mask. If you just mashed the action button to shovel repeatedly, it would be pretty obvious. Yeah. All right, I think let's work on the loot boxes game. And while we're doing that, let's also clean up the list. There's a lot of stuff I want to do. Yeah, so we'll do some busy work while we're getting done with the actual tasks that we have. So add one more upgrade. Percent chance to get another treasure chest. This chance can trigger itself. It should max out at whatever feels broken, so maybe like 80%. Yeah, the only little problem we have here is I don't have a great icon for this. Does image cat work on SVGs? It does. Oh, cool. Yeah, so image cat this too. So there are graphics that we have, and we're using free treasure chests for something already. Getting chests more frequently. I mean, that doesn't really make sense. I kind of want upgrades for both of them. And I don't want to use the same icon for both of them and running out of treasure chest graphics. Hey, Sarah. How you doing? Was today the first work day? Did it finally happen? Auto open chest. Do we use that? Oh, we actually have auto opening in the game, so yes, we definitely use that. Auto purchase. Auto purchase we don't use. Auto purchase isn't being used. The other one is being used, and we have to repurpose it. Hey, IGB. I've been tuning in here and there to your stream. What were you just doing yesterday? Oh, I think if I thought for long enough, I'd be able to remember. Oh God, I don't recall. Yeah, I think you were playing Mecha Chameleon a while ago, though, right? How things been going? We were trying to find an icon for a particular perk in this game, and we don't have a lot. Actually, this could work. We could use, yeah, we could use this cycle. That's perfect for like purchase another treasure chest. Yeah, let's get a link to this. Is there a better choice? We can't put a skeleton in here. I don't think there's a better one. Lots of loot. Are we using that? We're not. Is there a perk that makes sense for that? Treasure quality. Open treasure chest. Oh, I want to duplicate this. Open treasure. That's for quality. And what is this one? Lots of loot. Yeah. Ever managed to be back rebalancing Skeleton gameplay, sprites, and perks? Not in this way. Not in this way. Although this is not unpleasant, just looking through the things that we have here already and trying to figure out how to repurpose them a little bit. I think I've looked through them all at this point that I might want. This could also kind of be interesting. Any other perks that we have for that? Treasure quality, player speed, more treasure stands, customer speed, customer portal. Yeah, I think we just use the cycle icon for this. And the only other alternative would be auto purchase, which isn't being used. This is just a treasure chest with some money coming out of it, right? Yeah, let's open this up in Infinity. This is auto purchase. And wasn't there one other one that I hadn't used? Oh, lots of loot. We call it like duplicated purchase, repeat purchase. I kind of like repeat purchase. Yeah. Okay, so let's go do that. Cycle, copy this. So add a new perk to the loot boxes game name, repeat purchase. Yeah. All right, description should say whatever we had for entropic magic back in Skeleton. Casting a spell grants a chance to cast another random spell for 0 mana. Grants a chance on purchasing a chest to purchase another for free. This effect can trigger itself. Icon. And percentages per level. 0. I don't, it really doesn't matter what. 10%, 30%, 50%, 70%, 90%. Now 90% is a little too much. Maybe 20, 40, 60, 80. Manifest these as floating point. Floats from 0 to 1. What else? And then, yeah. Make the perk work. Wait, purchasing a chest. You don't even purchase a chest. It's not repeat purchase. Yeah. We need to come up with a better name for it. I like this icon still. What's happening? You're just being granted chests permanently? Isn't there something that talks about the frequency? Yeah, here it is. Increases how often you're granted treasure chests. Repeat grant? I don't, that doesn't sound good. All right, you know what would be nice is using the other graphic for it. Where is that other graphic? Unlocked perk free treasure chest. That's what it is. This one makes the most sense. We're using that already, though. For treasure frequency. Do we have anything that looks like a clock? I mean, cycle. I don't think that really works for the frequency. And we don't have anything that looks like just time is passing. I think everything that would have involved time looks like it involves an ability. So, yeah, we probably don't have anything for this. Nothing I can see. Oh, that. Except for there, yeah, there's gravel around this. Drat. Drat. So close. That kind of works. It's got wings. I mean, it probably wouldn't have wings. Where do we use this in Skeleseller? Words of wisdom, I guess? Wisdom. Where is this used? Yeah, words of wisdom. Blessing of haste. Interesting. Hey, Strudel. Is there a context around this? Is this based on something that's happened on the stream? Otherwise, I think this is the wrong stream to ask that kind of question. So should we use this when it comes to increased frequency? Yeah, let's do it. I think it makes more sense. Change treasure frequency. To use this icon instead. Whoops. Oh no, what's going on? I'm just trying to X this out. There we go. All right, so the one I want to use is free treasure chest. Yes. And I want to move this up here. Make the perk actually work by potentially granting an extra chest every time the percentage returns true. And there's an available treasure stand. All right, let's plan this out. We're running out of time to use this quota. So it resets tomorrow at 8 a.m. The 5-hour window resets in like 20 minutes. And I believe every 5-hour block is 14% of your limit. And I don't plan on doing extra work tonight. So like, yeah, we're about to run out of this. It's okay. Yeah, Strudel, sorry. This isn't really appropriate for this stream. Join me in the after hours stream though, and I'll answer all your wildest questions. That stream starts at 27 o'clock, and that's Galaxy Standard Time. Okay. So while this is working, I want to do some of this other stuff. I have, like I said, these are kind of tedious, but I just have to go download all these assets. So sorry, this is going to be boring. Should we save them alongside the itch link? Because otherwise it won't be obvious where I got them from, right? Because I got to get all of these. Yeah, I was saying earlier that I don't plan on archiving these things, but it actually is nice having them because otherwise I'll just totally forget, and I don't know how else I'd find all the different assets I purchased. Oh boy. All right, how do we want to do this? Saving them alongside the link, I think would be best. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be annoying then. Download. All right, is there an easy way to do this? So purchased assets. I already have a folder for this. It is assets I bought for SIABT. Okay, what do we call this? Who made this? Eduardo. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna call this the. No, it's not even all in this pack though. Yeah, maybe we just save it by their itch name. Did I make a folder in here yet? No. All right. Well, no one said this is gonna be easy, or rather fun, I guess. It's gonna be unfun. Maybe we just save the links inside of a text file for all of these. Yeah. Home, downloads, assets, Eduardo. Readme.md, I don't know, txt, something like that. So dungeon pack.rar. Yeah. This is gonna be the worst. All right, you know what? I should just tell AI to do all this. No, wait, no. I probably don't want to automate itch. Yeah, fine. All right, so let's get all the links. Oh my god, it's already tedious. All right, let's try with more shortcuts and see if that's any better. Yeah, it's a little better. We just have so many of these things. And this isn't even all of the. All right, well, we're almost done getting through this. was that? I put the fantasy pack there twice. And the final one is here. Okay, so do we have 25 tabs open? Probably do. And this is done. What should the cost be? Whatever. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so now we got to go download all of them and then get the names of all of these too. So this is Dungeon Pack, which I already got. Now I go download this. Whoops, not buy now. I'm not going to buy it again. Might like the assets, but I don't like them that much. And then we just copy the names of all the files that we're getting. Yeah, yuck. Shotgun Survivor. Is this opening new folders every time? No. All right, maybe I just download them all. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Pipeline this. I have to do this at some point. At least AI is making progress on the code while I'm making progress on this. I really hope we end up using these graphics in the game. Although even if I don't, I think archiving this is still going to be good. There could be some like stream game I make with this. And that's another thing we should think about. If there's ever any assets that... Oh, there are two things here. I want weapons premium. I actually don't want the regular one. Yeah, that can be deleted. Snow tile set, traps, armor premium. Hope I've been getting the premium version of all of these. What do we want here? 1.3, I guess. And finally this. All right, we can go check really fast. Are there multiple links for any of these? No, the first one was this weapons. Yeah. All right, so now I just got to copy the names over to here. This should be simple enough, right? Just go to downloads ls-b. No, not dash b. Yeah, ls star.zip. Oh, I want to sort though by... Fine, I'll just do it this way. Then we got to make sure these line up. Mage, knight, forest tiles, man, mimic chest, goblin, mushroom, skeleton. Oh, how very tedious. Slime King, jungle tiles. Okay, well, we're almost done with this pack at least. I don't know why it keeps going to my terminal. Snow tile set. Yeah, we have 4 more of these. And then I got to put these on my own backup section of my file system as well. On the cloud. Okay, so do all of these match? Zombie, Shotgun Survivor, Pumpkinhead, Slime, Pixel World, Mage, Knight, Forest, Mimic, Goblin, Mushroom, Werewolf, Skeleton, Dungeon, Archer. Yes, they do. Good, so I didn't miss any. All right, now we copy them all over here. Done. And then go take a look at this perk, which presumably got added. No, I only had it planned. Add a 4 rank repeat purchase perk costing blah. Yep. Sounds good. Add canonical metadata. Oh, wait. Oh, this is still called repeat purchase. Whoops. It wasn't supposed to have that. All right. Well, no. Actually, let me. Yeah. So the plan is good, but change the name of the perk to, oh, what do we call it? Extra treasure. And the description to, I don't know what grants a chance. Grants a chance on receiving a chest to receive another for free. This effect can trigger itself. And any variable slash enum slash class name should now be updated. Similar. Okay. All right. This should finish pretty soon because it's just changing the plan. It's not actually going to do anything yet. So we downloaded all of these. This was for this entire pack, I believe. Yeah, now here's what's annoying. We also got, oh no, wait, maybe that was it. Because this contains a lot of other assets, which I guess we now have. I guess we now have duplicates, actually. God, I don't like the organization of this. The all-in-one pack is 25 megabytes. Yeah, it contains a lot of the other ones. All right, well, then I guess we're done with that. The rest of these shouldn't take nearly as long, I think. Because we only have, what, like 7 or 8 links? No, there are like 4 or 5 in that one. All right, well, did it finish updating the plan? Yeah, that looks good. Cool. So that was all of those graphics. Let's go download these now. Download. What do we have here? These are the same version, just zip versus RAR. This one was updated more recently too. All right, let's download that one. So who made this one? Great. Put it in there. Whoop. What did I just do? There we go. readme.txt. All right, so this one comes from here. All right, great. So that one's done. Next up is this person's. Who made any of this? All right, this person did. Let's go make a folder for them. readme.txt. So it's that link. Actually, I probably should have saved that over there too. Do I still have that open? Yeah. Perfect. And then we go download each of these individual things. Download. 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 All right, so poker cards. What do we have here? What do we... I guess we get the updated versions of both of these things. Card package, cardpacks.zip. Opening animations. And shine effect. Okay. Yeesh. Okay, let's get all the links. All right, there's all of that. Now I just need to, actually, you know what? I'm not going to correlate file names to this. Who cares? Just put these in here. It's going to take too much time otherwise. And then we save this and we're done, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's just no point. All right, so those are all finished. Now we have these 5, which come from Snow Hex. Snow Hex readme.txt. Hey, Vibe, yeah, lunch was good. Had a like chicken and vegetables and an apple. Pretty tasty. What'd you have for lunch today, Vibe? All right, and there we go. Okay, so we download all these now. Download, 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 download. All right, what do we have? Full version, full. This one, this one, this one. Okay, now we go plop those in. Save. And our final set is here. Whoa, what? Okay, I was gonna say I already paid for this. Not gonna pay for that again. All right, so what do we have? Enemy pack, old version. What? What's free? Free pack and enemy pack. Okay, so the enemy pack. So then what is... Oh, wow, interesting. This used to be CC0 license. I wonder what was in here. Kind of curious. Like, did I even have to buy this? Demo, terrain, effects, factions, goblins, knights, buildings, troops, barrel, TNT, and torch. What does this look like? Oh, interesting. The style is totally different. Or it looks totally different to me, at least. All right, let's download these. This one and this one. And go save them over here. This is Pixel Frog. README. And we got it from here. Don't care about that. This is the CC0 one. Yeah. All right, cool. Hey, stats. So you know what? While I'm at this, let me just go put this where it's supposed to be, because this is just me dragging it to a particular location. So where did I save this? Pictures. I actually don't know where. I don't think I did save this somewhere. Huh. I did not save it anywhere. I should go do that. Assets I bought. Yeah, let's save them over here. So I'll make an itch. And we'll copy over all the stuff I just got. There. And then do I want these things? I have a credits thing. What's in here? I mean, if I want to do this, I would copy this differently. Yeah. So farm RPG, we need to do that. This is Emmanuel Dev. Modern office. This is what, Lime Zoo? And modern interiors. Kintsugi. Platformer character. Hey, Ibiox. Did you also use Linux or only Mac OS? I use a Linux on my mini PC. So in like, I don't know, 5 cubic feet or something, I have a mini PC, my Mac Studio, and my Windows machine. So they're all like right there. Not all on my desk, I guess. All right, then any other purchased ones that we have? No, I think that was pretty much it. Okay, cool. So now I have a folder that looks like this. No need to show the whole thing on screen, but it's got all the different assets that I just bought. And I think we're good now. Shortcut that folder in Finder. I don't really need to do that. All right, I still haven't used these. I don't know for sure we need to keep this here. What Linux do I run? I think it's just Debian. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I've just always used Debian. So just buying for class, if you understand. I mean, I don't treat Mac OS too differently from how I did Windows. Like there are some windowing shortcuts I need, and I don't know, some like a light Finder shortcuts that I know about. But in general, I'm like full screening most applications, whether it's my terminal or browser or editor. And then these applications are the same as on any other OS at that point. Like Chrome on Windows is pretty much identical to that on Mac from a user perspective. All right, so what was I doing here? Oh yeah, I wanted to check. I've got a monetary section in here. Here it is. So this has all of the assets. It does not keep track of which ones I used, and it doesn't split it out into sub packs. I think we just leave it as is and delete all this now. Yeah. Yeah, I did not write this down though. Yeah, so let's go copy this over to my design doc for sub games. And what did I call this? Fake turn-based battle? Yeah, this. Looking at this for inspiration. Yeah, so probably this. All right, that's this set of graphics. I think this would work out pretty well. I didn't actually inspect this. You know what? Let's go inspect it. Who made this? Tio Bellata. Yeah, I want to see what's in here. So battle characters, I guess. Oh my goodness. What are we looking at here? All the animations for the bat, the brigand. Wait, bow attack? They don't actually have their bow in hand? You got to add that? Okay. Wait a second then. Does that mean you have to add all the weapons? Oh god, it does. Oh god. Okay, well, fine, whatever. Can't be that bad, right? Hopefully not. I like your notes. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of them are online if you want to take a look. Well, actually, I guess even the to-do list is, although that's not really of value to anybody else. All right, so I'm going to delete all these. And let's take a look at this perk and see if it worked. This should be pretty simple. So we're going to go test this out. Oh, hang on a second. We got to go back into flow control flags and change to loot boxes. And I guess this can just say play normally. Yeah, now close that. All right, so in the loot boxes game, you start with one treasure stand. You get a treasure chest for free. We're going to do this, get a bunch of money, and then go buy all the treasure stands. Those are here. And every time we get a treasure chest, let's make it go faster. Yeah. So every time we get a treasure chest, we should get exactly one. It should happen every 10 seconds. So I can open these things. We should see one more appear pretty soon. In fact, let me just speed this up. So now it's like once per second. Yeah. So we never get more than one. But now we can make it give you more than one by getting this perk. Where is it? 20% chance. So we have a 20% chance to get two, and then another 20% chance to get three after that. Which means there's what, a 4% chance that you get two of these, which might take too long to see, but I want to see the 20% chance. What just happened there? Did it disappear? Was that an illusion? Still have only gotten one. Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, we just got 3. Okay, so there's a 4% chance. Yeah, nice. Now let's go upgrade this again. Now there's a 40% chance we get 2. Also upgrade the chest we're getting. I just want to see what, functionally this does. So getting a 40% chance doesn't cause you to like fill your treasure stands very quickly. Oops. But we are getting 2 more frequently. And we should be getting 3, 16% of the time? So 1 out of every 6 times, it should give us 3, roughly. Yeah, there, it just gave us 3. Okay, now we're going to go upgrade this again. Now we have a 60% chance. And I'm guessing at this chance, it's now almost always going to fill up all of our treasure stands. Yeah. Like it's hard to get rid of them all now. And then the final one is the 80% chance. Let's go see what that feels like. So now it should probably always fill up pretty much everything, right? We're like rarely only getting 1. It doesn't always fill them. Yeah, so this is probably pretty good. Oh, yep, we just filled 5 at once. Yo, and we can get auto opening. What am I doing? Oh, I don't have the money. And we don't have a way of getting money faster, do we? We could set this to like, I'm not going to set the price of every single item. I could just do this a bunch of times. There. Now we can auto open. And just watch. Hey, Matt. Using AI for support. I assume you're real dev. Yeah, I'm actually, so I've been doing development work on stream for years and years, and I have a computer science degree. With that said, I'm doing most of the coding now through AI just because it's so much faster than what I would do. Like I gave it this prompt to go make a perk, and it took me what, a minute to write the prompt, and it's done. I'll go review the code, of course, but I don't think I would have done it that fast. All right, I think this is feeling pretty good. I don't think you need more than 6 treasure stands. Like they're almost always filled, but not always, always. Yeah. Yeah. I think this feels fine. Did you up your plan? No, not yet. I actually haven't really been hitting the weekly limit. I don't think I've felt limited by this stuff yet, but maybe I will eventually. Like this just reset, and now I have 24% remaining for the next, what, 12 hours or something? Pretty much 12 hours. Looking how to find bugs and such is good. Yeah. But also, I mean, honestly, even if I didn't know how to find that stuff, well, if I didn't know how to find it, I probably wouldn't learn if I had AI. Oh, I didn't look at the icons. Let's go take a look at those really fast. Are we using the right icons? Yeah, I mean, looks good to me. Yeah, nice. All right. Yeah, so I want to balance this game. We're going to do this mostly based on feel. Also, I think having, well, I don't know when it gets tedious to set item prices. I don't know how long people are going to engage with this particular game for anyway. Extra treasure chance. Okay, looks good. Yeah, this is fine. We got to localize this at some point. I'm not doing that yet. Farming player only changed because I have this scene open still. I don't even have the scene open. That's weird. Let's roll that back anyway. All right, loot boxes. What changed here? Do create chest. Well, empty stand is not null. Wait a second. Where do we get the stand to begin with here? I see. It's a little weird that we... Oh, I see. Okay, that's fine. Yep, looks good. Cool. All right, nothing else there. This is totally fine. Perks dialog just added the new perk and then the new SVG. Cool. Yeah, looks good. All right, so add perk to grant many treasure chests at once. I'll just say multiple treasure chests. All right, so I think we're done with perks, which means we can delete all this. Add the animated swords from Skeleton Seller. I'd like to do that, but I want to save that for later. We need to go manifest a bunch of data and then balance this stuff. Finish manifesting the rest of the items. So how many? Oh yeah, and loot tables and stuff. I was using Claude before, but I just decided to switch to Codex, and it's been good. I haven't needed more than the $20 a month plan. I might lean into this more. One of the questions I've been having lately is like, what am I doing when AI is coding? And I mean, there are a few answers that there could be. It could be some like non-coding task, which would get interrupted quite a lot, or just like more AI coding, so that I'm just reviewing stuff very frequently. So where it makes sense, like going and downloading assets from itch, that's pretty easy to do. But yeah, I think we're gonna end up leaning more toward this. Crazy Wolf. Fable's insane. Yeah, I've heard good things about Fable. Codex is going to have a new model or 3 new models or whatever. New model with 3 different levels get released probably in the next month or two, is my guess. I don't know how much that's going to use in terms of plan and how good it'll be compared to what we have right now. Because I don't mind paying more right now. Like, I think I'm getting like crazy good value out of this, even. So I think I'd still feel like it's good value at $100 a month, even with no change to the plan whatsoever. But that's not how it works. If you pay 100 a month, you get like roughly whatever 5x the credit or something, right? Sadly, it's over tomorrow. Well, the subsidized version's over tomorrow, but you can still use it after that. Find the packs needed and buy it. Yeah, daily tasks and stuff. Yeah. I know, but what I mean is like, what are those tasks? It used to be that coding was the bulk of how I'd spend my time here. It's like I only have so much organization or design or whatever other things I need to do. I guess we can keep planning arbitrarily far into the future with some of these sub games. All right, I only have 2 to 3 perks be accessible at the beginning. Yeah, this. Let's finish the item data. So how many items do I want you to have to set the price of? Because I just added in practically everything. Yeah. How many do we even have here? It's just those. So we have 61 items. No, 60. 60 items. And then I commented out a whole bunch of other ones. So here's what I think we should do. I think we should get rid of some of the duplicates. Like there's what, 6 medium potions or 7 or whatever, and a bunch of small potions, a bunch of large potions. So probably get rid of those. And yeah, maybe things like some of these books that we have. Maybe some of the rings. And then try to manifest more of the cool looking loot. None of this is functional. It's all just sprites that have values associated with them. So there are all the graphics in here. And yeah, I think the cooler the loot, the more fun the game will be. So having like 5 different rings is not all that interesting. And then how many items would be tedious to enter the price setting animation for? Because I got to think about it in terms of phases. You have 4 different chest types, golden and gemmed. And we could add more if we want to, but I was thinking each one can probably drop from a pool of maybe 10 items, maybe 10 to 15. And there's like rarities associated with them. At which point we'd have 40 to 60 items that we need to manifest, and we have 60 already. So yeah, we cut through this list a bit. Is that too many things to set the price on though? Because remember, for all this stuff, you'd have to go over here, get to an item, beat a customer to it, of course, and then set the price on this. And this is like a little mini game in itself. You'd have to figure out like, oh, what does this sell for? What's going to enrage a customer? So if I set these to 3,000, customers are going to come over here and probably get really angry at the price. Yeah, they are not happy. So that'll tell you to lower it. And now, yeah, they bought that. They should have only a chance of buying this. Oh, no. That's not how that works. It says at 1300, and now they only have a chance of buying it. Yes, they weren't happy there. But they're not too unhappy, and someone will buy it eventually. Yeah. Yeah, so how many of these are you okay setting the price on? I mean, I guess if you have auto opening, which you wouldn't at first, then they're just items getting spewed over to here. Yeah, 60 seems fine. So now let's make sure they're the fun items. How do we do this? Whoops, what happened there? We just manifest their coordinates here. All right, let's cut out some of the duplicates. So maybe for each potion tier, we pick 2 colors that are distinct from one another. Wait, we have 6 colors in total. So yeah, let's just pick like blue and pink over here. So delete all the other small ones, then delete these and take red and green, and then delete these and take yellow and black. We also have a white potion that we're not using at all. That's fine. Just ignore that. Can't you use your tool to just recolor them? I could, yeah. I don't want to draw masks or anything. We already have like this many item sprites, and we only want to take 60 of these. And I'm not going to count the rows to figure out exactly how many there are here, but there are a lot. So we can definitely cut some out and we'll still be fine. So things like vases, yeah, let's just take 2. Let's get rid of the gray one and maybe delete the yellow one. All right, now necklaces. We got a bunch of these. These look sort of different. I don't like that middle one, the gray one. The rest of them look pretty cool. Let's delete the red one too. Okay, now what do we have? Wands. These ones. Let's take all 3 colors. Sorry, the saturated colors, not the gray one. And then next is brooches. These are kind of cool too. Let's get rid of the green one there. And maybe delete the red one. Didn't I delete the red necklace though? I did, yeah. Yeah, let's just keep them all for now. All right, books. 2 of the books look very similar. So let's delete the first. Let's delete the 3rd one for sure. And then, yeah, that's probably good. All right, now rings. We manifested 9 of these. We do not need 9 rings. So let's get rid of the first one. Second one's fine. 3rd and 4th are fine. Let's delete the 5th and the 6th. And maybe that green one. Cool. Now mushrooms. I don't know why he manifested 2 mushrooms. Well, let's delete that. The feather, I want to keep the red one. The clock is fine. Lantern, 2 crowns, sure. Fire rod, ice rod. Okay. All right, so how many did we just trim out? How many do we have left, I mean? We have 36. So I want to add like 24 more items. And yeah, we have a bunch of these. All right, so one of the quivers. Which one should we take? Maybe the green one. I like that. Green quiver. I didn't manifest this, did I? No, I did not. All right, mace. Let's take the, yeah, just the regular one's fine. Flail. Sure. Hammer. Axe. Battle axe. No, let's do axe and, or battle axe and fire battle axe. Or just call it axe and fire axe. All right, what's next? Cane. Sure. Stick. I think it would be funny to have something only worth like 1 gold. Staff. Maybe the red staff. Green cross. No, just the, oh, I don't know. Let's not have that at all. bow, crossbow, frostbow, and yeah, that's good. Dagger, knife, saber, sword. Do a gold sword. I think that's pretty cool. I maybe like the obsidian sword. Round shield. Shield. Steel shield. Skull shield. Take a couple of different belts. Red belt and black belt. So let's do the blue cape, green cape, skull cloak. Oh, that's a cape as well. Yellow cloak, red cloak. Gloves, we'll pick the steel gauntlets. And which are the other ones? Maybe the black gauntlets. Breastplate, let's grab the green one and the purple one. Helm. Demon helm. Hat. Boot. Winged boots. So maybe one of the blue ones, winged boots, and then some of the pants. So we'll take two of the pants. Which ones? Maybe the golden pants and the black ones. All right, so that's too many. Got a little carried away with the loot that looks cool. We have 76 items. Well, let's just have it be 76, and this will turn into a balancing mess. Yeah, what are you going to do? All right, now we go to all item data and open this up in VS Code. And that way I can put these side by side more easily. And then manifest all of these. Okay. All right, so one more. So this is item ID dot whatever equals new item data. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, new vector 2i 1, 1. Okay, now we gotta get coordinates for all of these. An ad's about to start. I gotta delete all these ones that are no longer used. There, yeah. So we got to start from here and get the new coordinates. I'll do that when I get back from my break. Is it jump time? It's not going to kick off. Is it jump time? Hello again. Hey, Funky Monkey. Hey, Pressel. Close the game. What's a tough podium? I don't think you can say that if you came in first. I think other people would say that to you. It's called humility. All right, you know what'd be nice is annotating these with where everything is. So what's the last one that we did? Ice rod. And that's that one. So that is 22.7. What's the best way to do this? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing ever. So 22.7. That's the ice rod. So that makes this the 8th row. And let's annotate something else that's kind of in the middle there, like that mushroom, right? Mushroom is 6.5. Nice. All right, so we want the green quiver. That is row 8, 4. Then everything else kind of flows from here. So which mace do we want to take? Red one? No, let's take the regular one. That's just the next one, so 5, 8. The flail, let's take the red one. So 1, 2, 3, so 8, 8. Hammer. Let's take the first one. So 10, 8. All right, the axes, I wanted to take these ones. Let's annotate some of these too. That's 10. Yeah, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. All right, so what do I want for the axes? We want the fire axe, so let's take, which one, 15 or 16? Let's just pick 16. 16, 8. Fire axe is 1, 2, 3, 19, 8. Cane. Cane is not a super interesting item, but I guess it doesn't have to be. That's 2, 9. Then we have just the stick. That's 3, 9. Red staff. 5, 9. A bow. I'm going to take that one. 15, 9. Then the frost bow is 1, 2, 3 after that. So 18, 9. Crossbow is, we'll take that one. 20, 9. Dagger. Let's take the first one. The knife. 2, 3, 4. 4, 10. Saber. Should we take the green one? Do we have enough green items already? I'll take the green one. All right, sword and gold sword. Let's take that. 12, 10. Gold sword is 14, 10. Obsidian sword is way off to the side. 22, 10. Only the best reach the podium. All right, round shield. It's 11. Regular shield. I don't know, 2, 3, 4. Let's take 4. Steel shield. What was I thinking of for that? I don't even know. But there are a lot of cool looking shields in the game. Let's take that one. That's 8. Skull shield is way over there. 13. Red belt is 20. Black belt is 22. Blue cape. 212. Green cape is right next to it. Skull cape is 2 away from that. Yellow cloak is 2 away from that. Red cloak. Oh, wait, no. I was supposed to take this one. 11. Red cloak is right next to that. Steel gauntlets are there. 15, 16, 17. Black gauntlets are at the end. Green breastplate. 1, 2, 3. Purple is 8. All right, we're almost done. Helm, we want that one. 11, 13. Demon helm. 17, 13. A hat. Which one of the hats should we take? Black, blue, red, green. Maybe the blue one. It's a 20. In which case we should probably call it blue hat. No, we use the blue boots next. So let's pick the red one. All right, and the final set, blue boots. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Winged boots, 10. Golden pants, 17. Oh, we could take those as well. Yeah, let's take 17. And the final one, black pants, 2014. Cool. So there are all the items. They've all been manifested. There should be no errors here. Yeah. And nothing stops you from getting any of those. So let's just go see. This is going to be quite the memory test. If I just see all the items, will I be able to tell if one of them is out of place? So we're going to grant a bunch of things here. Then we're going to get more item stands. There we go. And sure, some player speed. Customers, we actually don't need that. All right, so we're gonna hit grant most things and take a look. Anything I did not manifest. No, it's looking pretty good. And they're all pretty easily discernible from one another, I'd say. There's a good mix of colors and item types. Yeah. Yeah, very cool. So is this too many items I have to set the price on? Probably. Yeah, probably. This is kind of crazy. Oh, you can't set the item from above. We gotta do that. Yeah, we gotta do that. Okay, I'll write that down. It's too hard to set an item price from above the display. All right, so done with that. Figure out how many items we want to manifest. I don't want them to have to set items on or prices on 50 items. Maybe that's what's fun. Now, next up is loot tables. Oh, God. Yeah, oh, God. All right, how do we want to do this? So first of all, how many items do we have? 75 items. So we have 75 items and 4 chest types. I mean, we could round up to a nice 76, and that way we get 19 items per chest type. Not that that matters. So we have roughly 19 items per chest type if we divide it that way. So how do we want to do this? Option 1 is just manifest a pool of item IDs for each chest and randomly pick one in an unweighted way. Option 2, manifest rarities for each item for each chest. Rarities are treated as relative weights. So a like bronze dagger could be a 1 or maybe a 10, and like gold sword could be a 1. And yeah, we would say so the dagger would drop much more often. So streaming, I mean, I've only been streaming for about 4 hours today so far. I do want to try to aim for 6 though. So I'll probably stream for another hour and 40 minutes or so. Hmm. I think the idea of rare loot is interesting. Yeah. I didn't do it with Skeleseller, so now's the chance. It's not even that hard to do. So yeah, I think that's probably what we do. Did that chair give you good support? Honestly, I don't use this chair the way it's supposed to be used. Like there are different. I can lean forward here, and then my feet are actually on the floor, and I'm sitting with my back up against the back of the chair. Like this is how I should be sitting. I just don't do this that often. Yeah, I'm leaning toward this. Manifest rarities for each chest. We just have various ones. So if we just divide up the items, this is going to be very difficult because we need to somehow categorize them into which treasure chest they should show up in. And there's no easy way to see all the items I manifested. Or at least not all the data at the same time. I can't close this. All right, well, let's just take a picture of this. Shouldn't we say how our body feels comfortable versus best practice? I think what's comfortable in the moment is not necessarily what's best for your body long term. Like it's probably most comfortable to just lay in bed all day, but then you'll probably have a lot of pain down the road. So I don't know if that's a good gauge. Kind of the same thing with sleeping and running, right? Like, why is it that there can be so many running injuries because we don't just run in the best possible way? Why is it that we can't get great sleep even though we have to do it for so often, so long in our lives? I feel like humans are broken. All right, so I want to categorize every item in terms of which treasure chest it should appear in. And we'll say chest, legend. So what do we have here? We have wooden, silver, gold, and oh no, we can't use the same thing. I guess M for gemmed. Or maybe we just put it as like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just delete these. All right, so small blue potion, that's definitely going in 1. Small pink potion, I guess also 1. Oh, and then I should put the weights afterward, right? Relative weights. Well, let's do the weights afterward. All right, what are some other sucky pieces of loot that you never want to get? Books. Books in your treasure chest. Book 1, book 2, book 4, 5. Okay, so this can be a 1. 2, 4, and 5. This one can be a 1 as well. So we need another like 15 items we got to cram into here. I guess a mushroom and a feather. Maybe a quiver. Some like basic weapons, maybe the dagger. The hat. Yeah, not any really cool looking loot yet. Some of the shields, we could take like that and that. And rarely we can dip into some of the later ones that we have here. All right, the stick has to be in treasure chest 4. Mace. Crown, clock. A clock can go in here. Probably one of the rings. 2, 3, maybe ring 3. 4, 5, 4, 7, and 9. Yeah. Yeah, like that. All right, so how many ones do we have so far? We have 17. That's not bad. Just decide to stop breathing at night. It's not an obstruction issue. But the CPAP machine helps, right? Because I have a CPAP machine and I just stopped using it, and I think I probably should be using it. I just don't feel like adjusting it. All right, so red potion will put 2 to maybe one of the vases here. Maybe the green vase can be there and that one can be there. All right, some of the necklaces. Yeah, let's get a couple of those. Let's start manifesting some of the other things we have here too. Green wand. Yeah, let's start to get more of these. Oh, we put 3 wands here. This can be rare. We can do something like this. Why did you choose not to use the machine? It caused me to wake up in the middle of the night, usually after like somewhere between 3 to 6 hours. And yeah, adjusting it was tough. I don't know. I think it was those things. It was a while ago. It's been many months now that I haven't been using it. Probably should go back at some point. Now let's put that as a 2. This one is a 4. This one's a 3. Book 4 and 5. Let's do that. Ring 2. Ring 4. Ring 9. The lantern? Sure, a 2. The crowns, let's do 3 and 2. Fire rod, that looks like a 3. Ice rod looks like a 2. We're basically rating loot based on how cool it looks. This can be a 2. Hammer can be a 2. Axe can be a 2, but the fire axe is a 3 or a 4. Probably a 4. Red staff, sure, 2. Crossbow, that's probably a 2. Crossbow's probably a, well, let's say 3 and 2. Knife, saber, gold sword, obsidian sword, steel shield, skull shield, red belt, black belt. Actually, I think the red belt looks cooler than the black belt. I don't know. Blue cape, green cape, skull cape, yellow cloak, red cloak, steel gauntlets, black gauntlets, green breastplate, purple helm, demon helm, blue boots, wing boots. I don't know, maybe a 3. Golden pants. All right, so what bucket is missing the most? Because I don't know what I just did here. So we have 19 ones. We have 23 twos. We have 23s. That's actually relatively even. And then 13 fours. Okay, that one's not. All right, so we got to take some out of 2 and put them somewhere else. You sleep well without it? I sleep well enough. I think my sleep can be better. I felt a little overwhelmed lately, which is why I'm taking some vacation days this week. But there's just a lot of stuff I need to catch up on. And part of it is looking into my sleep and what I want to do. And yeah, there's too much going on for the next probably week and a half. So I want to just take some time, take a breather. All right, so we got to cut some things out of the 2 category. So maybe this vase, and we got to put more things into the 4 category. So this vase is now a legendary vase. Blue necklace could go into the 3 category, I guess. And we really need to move more stuff out of there too. Maybe the heart necklace goes into 4. Yeah, that could work. All right, so we've just moved 2 of them. So this is now that. We need to take 2 more things out of 2 and put them into 4, I think. Probably even more than that. What other 2s do we have? Yeah, maybe this goes into 4. No, it should really be 2. Ring 2, lantern. Maybe we bump this up to 3 and this to 4. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah, so now it's 20 and 16. And I want to move another couple things out of there if I can. Red staff. I mean, we could just delete an item. Yeah, this is probably good enough. Yeah, if anything, we'll add some more items and put them into the 4 category. All right. So now for the relative weights. This doesn't really matter, does it? In fact, what if we just randomized it so everyone's run is a little bit different? Now, there are naturally some rarer items and naturally some less rare items. They'd all be relative weights anyway. I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know how many items would even be appropriate though. So let's go test this out. Let's go into loot boxes. Money. Isn't there a starting money equals 3 somewhere? Yeah, it is. Let's set this to 1E10. There. We have a ton of. Oh, wait. Is that too big for an integer? Yeah. No. Okay. 1E7. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Oh, what? Oh. That notation is always a double. I see. I just want to give myself basically infinite money. So this is 10 million. And that'll let us buy a bunch of stuff and figure out, like, what's too much here. How are we going to do this? Okay. All right, so we open a couple of chests. They always drop 3 items. So actually, let's upgrade everything. Get some of the upgrades. No, I want to get all the upgrades. Let's get them all. There. All right, so how many of these item displays fill up if we just leave the game here? It depends how many customers we have. I didn't fully upgrade customers. I should probably go fully upgrade customers, huh? So now we have what? 16 customers? So we'll never have any loot, right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think each treasure chest should drop 1 item more than the prior one. So the early chest dropped 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So we'd be doubling the amount of items that we're using, and even then we wouldn't fill up all the stands. You hear a familiar tune? Yeah, I took them from Skeleseller. In fact, maybe we can go 1 more than that. All right, let's turn off the music for a sec. And let's also not full screen this. So I'll check in the new loot that we manifested here. There shouldn't be anything to this, right? It's just a bunch of data and this stuff. Yeah. And I haven't set values yet. We got to do that too. Yeah, who cares about the original composer? He's probably generous guy. Okay, so manifest all of the items. All right, so I want to assign like loot tables to each treasure chest in loot boxes. So here's the data that I have. For each item, I put a number to the side of it indicating which chest it should spawn from. And we put this stuff here. All right, so now how do we do rarities? Yeah, we got to talk about this. How do we do rarities? So option 1 is randomize them for each run. Some items will be rare, some will be common, and it'll just randomly choose them. I think that's kind of interesting. We can even randomize the prices. Hmm. Yeah, here are our number of items for each of these buckets. So like we have 16 items. What we could say is we could say like pick 4, make them very rare. Pick 8, make them like common, semi-common, I don't know, common. And then pick 4 and make them very common. I wouldn't say common. And what does very rare even mean? Because we're comparing these against every other item that could drop. You should probably randomly get different amounts of items too, yeah. So wooden chest should drop 3 items and have a like a 20% chance to drop a 4th. Silver chest should drop 4 items, or maybe like 3 items, have a 75% chance. No, they should drop 4. So I guess they all just do one more, right? Yeah. Golden chest. Drop 5. And what are the last ones? Gemmed. Drop 6. Yeah, I like there being some variance. But anyway, I still haven't figured out how we're gonna do this. We got to figure out value. So main questions. How do we do rarities? And how do we compute values? I think we randomize it all. Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. So now how do we do this? So we say like pick 25% of the items. They are rare. Pick 25% of the items. They are slightly less rare. And then pick 50% of the items. They are common. Now how do we say what rare and common actually means? Maybe the way it works is we run a percent chance 50. If true, pick a common item. Yeah. Then if false, run a percent chance 75. If true, pick a slightly less rare. And then if false, pick a rare item. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So most of the time you get a common item. Then 25% of the time you'll get either a rare or slightly less rare item. And we pick 75% of the remaining 25%. So that's what? 61, 34, 8, 18.75% chance of you getting a slightly less rare item. So it's like a 6% chance you get a rare item. That seems reasonable. I don't know. Yeah, pretty decent rules. I'm just making stuff up anyway. And then what we do is for each treasure tier, we assign a like acceptable value range for the items. So like wooden could be maybe like 1 to 20 gold. Silver would be like, I mean, you'll only be getting silver treasure chest items after that. Maybe those are in the 18 to 100 gold range. Golden would be in the 90 to 600. And gemmed would be in the 500 to 10,000. No, 10,000 is the max. So maybe 8,500. Yeah, and then rare items only ever pick in the top like 20% of that range. Slightly rare only ever pick in the top 40% of that range. And common items pick in the lower 60% of the range. Something like that. That sound pretty good? And we can even randomize the ranges a little bit so people don't just memorize the numbers. Let's randomize everything. I like this idea though. Let's at least start with this. I think this is decent. Okay, I want to assign loot tables to each treasure chest in loot boxes. In the loot boxes game. For each item, I put a number to the side of it indicating which chest it should spawn from. So there are 3 rarity levels for items. Let's say rare, uncommon, and common. Okay, so when starting up the game, loot tables are randomized according to a few rules. So maybe we call this a treasure category. So within the set of items that a particular treasure chest can drop, pick 25% of the items, rounded down. 25% of 20 is 5, so rounded down would be 4 for this first category. So you'd have 4 rare items. Yeah, I think it's fine. Rounded down. These are to be rare items. Pick another 25% of the items, rounded down to be uncommon. All other items are common. All right, so now for each treasure tier, we assign an acceptable, we randomize an acceptable value range for items in that tier. Should probably say what tiers are. Change how loot drops from treasure chests in the loot boxes game. Put a number to the side of it indicating which chest it should spawn from. This forms a treasure chest loot table. There are 3 rarity levels for items. Rare, uncommon, and common. When starting up the game, loot tables are randomized according to some rules. Well, this is the loot table, so I guess it's not randomized. A loot table for a treasure chest is the pool of items that can drop and their chance to drop. It's not chance to drop. No. Just pool of items that can drop and their rarities. When starting up the game, loot tables are randomized according to some rules. Within this, so it's just the rarities that are randomized. Yeah. All right. This is very complex. They're right out. The starting of the game, item rarities are randomized. For each treasure chest set of possible items, pick 25% of the items, rounded down to be rare items. Pick another 25% to be uncommon. All other items from that chest would be common. Yeah, so this gives us a rarity. When picking the number of items to drop from a chest, we always grant X items, and 20% of the time we grant X plus 1. X is 3 for wooden, 4 for silver, 5 for gold, and 6 for gemmed. Okay. When picking the quality of item to drop from a chest, we do this rule, right? Yeah. We check against percent chance 0.75. If true, we drop a common item. If false, we check against percent chance 0.75f. Again, if true, we drop an uncommon item. If false, otherwise a rare item. All right, so now we just got to talk about how we get values. For each treasure tier, treasure chest, we randomize an acceptable value range for items in that chest. So wooden, we have an acceptable value range for items in that chest. Wooden 1 to 20, silver 18 to 100, golden 90 to 600. The problem is this is exponential, right? Like you're multiplying by 5 each time pretty much. Which means that any upgrades you got from the or that you didn't get from the prior tier, you're going to get very quickly. Oh, I don't think that really matters. So item values are now determined, should now be determined dynamically. Rare items should only ever have values in the top 20% of the chest's range. Uncommon items should only ever have values in the top 40% of the range. But not, yeah, that's fine. And common items should only have values in the lower 60% of the range. And I kind of wanted to randomize this, but maybe that's not smart to do. And the only reason for that is I guess if you knew ahead of time what the minimum values are, you could just be like, all right, you know what, I'm going to pick 1 for all the, well, I guess 1 is always the minimum, but I'm going to pick 18 for all the silver chest items I get, 90 for all the golden chest items, and 500 for all the gemmed. And then I don't need to know anything about the prices. And I'll always get a sale no matter what. But they're randomized and the ranges are pretty big. So let's just start with this and not make it too crazy. Is there anything else I did not list that I wanted to list? Let's just read this over one more time. So for each item ID, I put a number to the side of it indicating which chest it should spawn from. Items can only spawn from their assigned chests now. There are 3 rarity levels. Items have one of 3 rarity levels. Rare, uncommon, common. When starting up the game, item rarities are randomized. For each treasure chest set of possible items, pick 25% of the items rounded down to be rare. Pick another 25% rounded down to be uncommon. All other items on that chest would be common. When picking the number of items to draw from a chest, we always grant X, and 20% of the time we grant X plus 1. X is 3 for wooden, 4, 5, and then 6. Great. When picking the quality of item to draw from a chest, or the rarity, I should say. Yeah, rarity. We check against 75%. If true, we drop a common. If false, we check against this again. If true, we drop uncommon, otherwise a rare. And for each type of treasure chest, we have an acceptable value range for items in that chest. Item values should now be determined dynamically. Rare items should only ever have values in the top 20% of the chest range. Uncommon should only ever have values in the top 40%. Common should only have values in the lower 40%. Okay, this sounds good. Let's plan this because it's a little bit kind of crazy to just trust completely with this. And then we have one other little change here, which we will roll back. Now, as mentioned, we kind of have an expected path through the upgrades for you because of the exponential growth. And that I find a little bit unfortunate. So it's like early on, maybe there are, 5 perks that cost less than 100. Those are the perks you're going to get first. And then if something costs 100 and every item is starting to sell for 100, well, you're going to get those really quickly. Although you still do need to set the prices of the items. Anyway, we'll figure that out next. Yeah, so this is pretty much done. All right, for the sake of not overwhelming the player, we should only have 2 to 3 perks be easily accessible in the beginning. Yeah, maybe we expect you to move on beyond the wooden chest pretty early on. Yeah, that might be good. So you should only, like, one of them has to be the treasure quality upgrade. And then maybe we'll just look through it. Actually, let's just start the game. Nothing, it's already open, isn't it? Let's just restart this. All right, so what upgrades? This one you have to get. This is necessary. That's always going to cost 1. So we just ignore that. And then we have, 9 other upgrades? So customer speed, more treasure stands. I want to write these out. Customer speed, more treasure stands. Max customers, player speed. More item displays. Treasure frequency, treasure quality. And auto opening and extra treasure. Auto opening and extra treasure. Hey, how you doing? Happy Monday evening. Oh, look, the big 3. Happy 3 years, Hef. Thank you very much. What a fine 36 months it's been. Yeah, thank you. All right, so the portal, this is always 1G. Treasure quality, this always needs to be the next major goal that you aim for because it's the biggest boost. So maybe we put that kind of early on, like there. Well, we shouldn't do that actually. Customer speed, I mean, it's kind of minor. It will speed up how many people buy items in your town. So maybe you get roughly 1 upgrade per tier. Same thing with this, maybe 1 upgrade per tier. But they're front loaded. Max customers, yeah, pretty much 1 upgrade per tier. I don't want it to just be that. More treasure stands. This you don't really need as much. So maybe the first, yeah, we'll do the same thing. 1 per tier, but it's front loaded. Because this one doesn't really matter too much. More item displays definitely matters. This should probably be yeah, same thing. Treasure frequency. These are very powerful, right? This and this is how you get more treasure. Yeah. And you need to be able to upgrade these pretty early on. So treasure frequency should be this, but it's backloaded. And same thing with extra treasure. And then I was thinking of making this like just super expensive end game upgrade. We probably put that at the end. All right, so the backloaded ones. Let's put those toward the end. The front loaded ones. And then the ones I didn't clarify. Or item displays. I guess you should be running out of item displays at first so that you want to upgrade it. I don't know. I hope this game is at least somewhat fun. All right, how should the rarity value bands be interpreted? Yeah, this is fine. Literal overlap. Oh, do these numbers match what I have? 19. Yep. 20. Yep. 20. And yeah, nice. Perfect. Okay, good. Man, development has completely changed. Yeah. Like, I know it took me a long time to write that prompt, and all I'm having to do is plan right now, but I have pretty high confidence it's going to do what I need it to do. And probably the first time, and everything should just work. So yeah, then we just need to balance costs and test the game out. And testing the game will be slightly tedious. This game's only supposed to be played once, and as you play, you'll set prices of items. Once you set prices of enough items, it won't feel as tedious to set them. But every time I restart it, I need to set them all again. Yeah, so this is what I think I want to do. Perk idea, or like perk balancing idea. I might as well have it kick off another thread here. So in the loot boxes game, setting the item price from above. I don't even need this to do this. What am I doing? I'll just go look at the code. So we figure out where the nearest thing is. So we have a sort by somewhere. Order by? Is that what it's called? Yeah, order by. We never use this. Okay. Let's go in here. And interact regions. You press a button here and we get outline interact region. So we need to get the closest one of these. And there's what, a function to fetch this? Yep. So we got to find the color of this. Exit tree, set control locked. Update outline, where's that called from? Here. Get closest, found it. Okay, great. So closest region is get the overlapping areas. What is the size of the overlapping area? Item display. Interact region is like that. So when you're above one, we need to check the distance to the center of the object, I guess. And we don't do that right now. The position of the region, is it centered? I'm guessing it isn't. No, it is. Wait a second, what? Is it just because this is like partway down the sprite? Something's off here, and I can't tell what. Let's measure the distance. Isn't there a ruler tool? Yeah, here it is. All right, hold 1. So this is 87 points, and this is 87. No, they're exactly even. Okay, I am definitely confused. Oh, wait. Oh, we're taking the player's position, aren't we? Yeah, global position of the player. This is wrong. It needs to be their foot position, right? What's this called? Loot box player? Their position is their head. And their head is closer to the top thing than the bottom thing. Oh man. All right, so we gotta pick the center of the collision shape, which is 4 pixels down. So we do global position just for now. Well, no, we'll do this later, actually. Global position. All right, but I'll test that out in a bit. Get closest interact region. So that's what we need to do. Get closest interact region should probably check global position plus vector 2 dot down times 4. This is where the collision shape is centered. All right, now let's go take a look at this again. Nope. All right, let's look at the plan. Move loot boxes item drops from global random item selection to chest specific drop pools using the exact item chest mapping. Randomize each item's rarity and value once per app run, defaulting to the unanswered. What? Per app launch? What? Defaulting to the unanswered per app launch option? I don't know what that means. Use a selected literal overlap band. Yeah, that's fine. Per app or defaulting to the unanswered per app. I don't know what that means. Yeah. All right, item data, add item rarity and extend item data to expose value, Alice score, treasure test type, and item rarity. Sounds fine. Replace hard-coded 1, 2, 3, 4 with static item definition table containing chest assignment plus Atlas chords. Then build runtime item data once by shuffling each chest item list. In treasure chest data, add chest value range and base drop count. Keep all treasure data as a canonical chest metadata table and validate ranges, drop counts. All right, for each chest pool, assign item count, items.count divided by 4 rare items, divided by 4 common, leave the rest are uncommon and common. Sounds good. For every item drop, choose rarity with exactly this sequence. Sounds good. Pick a random item only from the open chest matching rarity pool. Drop count is this. Cool. Sounds good. Use inclusive integer rules. Common, lower 60%, uncommon, top 40%, rare, top 20%. Implement thresholds from the chest min-max range using continuous percentage cutoffs. Sounds good. Expected effective bands. Oh, wow. Cool. I didn't even think about this. I just made stuff up. Sure. Yeah. Actually, maybe not so great. No, I don't know. It's fine. We'll just see how it feels in practice. Update create chest. So the open chest type is captured and passed into item creation. I don't understand this bit here. Defaulting to unanswered per app launch option. What do you mean by this? Also, how we doing on quota? Oh, totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, otherwise this plan sounds pretty good. Now, again, the plan sounds good, but I just kind of spitballed all of these different rules. So it might be that it codes exactly what we want and it just doesn't feel good. Whoa, 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 whoa. I asked whether rarity value should be rolled per app launch, per loot box's scene load, or per individual. Wait, when? I don't remember seeing that. Since that auto resolved without an answer. Okay, whatever. I don't care. All right, implement the plan. And what are we at now? 93% before implementing. All right, this lined up almost perfectly with my break. So hopefully this thing just runs now without any intervention. And it'll probably take a little bit longer than my break is going to be anyway, but this is perfect because I'm going to go for a little bit. Also, hey Schwartz, I somehow missed you. Is it jump time? What did it hear me say? Oh, let's try this again. Is it jump time? Congratulations, Sean. Close the game. All right, let's see. Is this thing prompting me for anything else? No, perfect. So it just has been chugging away. And that's great. mm, always be a way to earn money. Yeah, there is. Make sure, figure out what the most fun incarnation of upgrades would be. Increasing customer speed when there isn't a lot of travel kind of makes no sense. Increasing their propensity to buy. Slow down customers to begin with. I think this is fine. Yeah. When does it reset? It resets in, I mean, basically no amount of business time. Like, sorry, I phrased that stupidly. It's tomorrow at 8 a.m., which I'm not going to do any work or not any significant work tonight after the stream. So I'd be kind of surprised if I use this all in the remaining like 1 hour I'm going to be streaming. Hey, Omed. I made a browser RTS game. Sorry, so yeah, every once in a while someone comes in here and asks for feedback on their game, and I've never seen them before, and they tend to not stick around, and they're presumably asking many streamers about this. I tend to say the same thing, which is, no, but good luck. So yeah, I don't tend to do feedback on games on stream anyway. Even for people who've been in the community for a while, I tend to do it off stream because I think a lot of times people like have sort of better ways of getting feedback from communities you're already in. And a lot of times too, it's probably just people marketing their games. And yeah, I just, so like I said, good luck. Yeah, this should be done. So what I'm waiting on is for this to finish so that we can test out how does this feel, and then we need to test the balancing of these perks. So I'm gonna just do some like kind of practice runs. Maybe we should even trim down how many items there are in the pool so I don't have as many items to set the price on. So yeah, when doing balancing, it may be a good idea to trim the number of items in each pool. Very difficult to give feedback from strangers. But why go for strangers? Why not ask some friends or family to take a look? Because that's generally where I start with my games. Like I have playtesting phases and they start out being private and then there's probably still private and then they tend to go more public usually. Sometimes you might start with a wider public one, but I think that's good for things like game jams, prototypes, where you're just trying to make sure you're on the right track. With that said, the private ones you can usually be like, hey, I'm gonna start a Discord call with you or meet up with you in person and you can see exactly what they're thinking and doing. You learn a ton from that, by the way. Because a lot of times, like imagine if I just showed someone this is VS Code, but imagine this was my game, and I'm like, okay, go make a new file, and people are like, where do I? You'd be like, oh wow, they're using the mouse, and like, yeah, there is no obvious way with the mouse to do that, and even that would just show you something. Give biased feedback. I think there is a skill in processing feedback and in asking for feedback, and I think a lot of times people can't sort of lie about how they're acting. So as an example, in this case where I'm like, how do you make a new file? And they're looking around at the mouse, you might be like, oh my God, never even thought of that. Like they're not lying. They're not being, disingenuous somehow. They're just literally trying to solve the task you gave them. Now, if you ask them like, is the game fun? Yeah, they might give you a biased answer, but that's where I wouldn't ask that question. I'd probably one, see how long are they playing the game for? Like, did we hit our session limit of half an hour and they're still playing and then as I ask them questions, are they messing around in the game or are they just like, all right, I'm done with the game. They quit it and they close it. Like those are all little signs that you get too. Let's take a look at this. People have doubts because it's a browser game. I mean, if it's your friends who have doubts and you're saying that they're giving you positively biased feedback, then that's a big problem because both of those things should not be true. But any game you produce for the browser should be easy enough to also produce a build that you can distribute to people. All right, so we get the customer portal and then we start setting item prices. So we just don't set anything, we'd be fine. If I start by setting these to like 10, and maybe that's what we want to set all these prices to at first, and we have to assume these are common items that we just got. Will they buy them? Oh, wow, they did. Okay. And now we need some item displays. So yeah, the first perk should probably cost like, probably around 20 gold. First perk should probably cost around 20. We can't really test this that easily because, yeah, we only have so many customers here. We can open up these. And they're not buying all that frequently anyway. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, take care. Okay, this person does not want to buy it for 10 gold. Maybe let's try 5. And yeah, this is the game loop in practice, which is kind of nice to see here. And I don't know how they'll feel about this one. They'll definitely buy these. In fact, if I said it's like 2 or 3. Oh, they're mad about that too. Okay, let's have that to 2 maybe. They're mad about this as well. Oh, all right, yeah. Maybe getting more customers early on would be good. More chances to buy. Okay, they were fine with those. There's so many items in the pool though. Maybe customers should emote when they are really happy with an item's price. to indicate that you could raise it. Is this one of the tutorials? Yeah, yeah. It is. Okay, let me write that down. Consider showing a very happy face when a customer buys a severely underpriced item. I don't think it'll be obvious that that's what's happening, though. Yeah, but we got to go balance some of the perks now. So one thing I feel very limited by is the number of customers. The first upgrade puts you up to 4, so we should probably make that one pretty cheap. Max customers. So yeah, maybe 20 gold. 20 might even be too much. You might get randomized and get a bunch of items that are worth like 1 gold. So maybe make this 10. And then player speed, you don't have too much to get to at first. Let's set that to 50. Customer speed, what did I say for this? Customer speed, 1 upgrade per tier. Maybe 25. More treasure stands. You even have a reason to get more treasure stands? Not really. So 50 at first. More item displays. You really have a big need for this. Maybe set that to 40. Treasure frequency. 75. Treasure quality has to be huge. This is like your big upgrade that you get to 150 maybe. And then maybe we set it to like 3,000. And 60,000 is probably too much. It'd be like 100 treasure chests. Even silver is probably too much, right? No, that's like 30. Well, the range at the bottom is 60%. So the average value you'd get would be, what, 48, 24, so like 45 gold maybe. And you're getting 4 chests, 4.2 chests per thing, 4.2 items per chest. Probably eventually get more of those. 8 items. If you're selling items fast enough, but I guess you have to find the value. So maybe we set this like 1,500 and this to 25,000. Auto opening should cost a boatload. I don't know how much. Yeah, 50,000 is probably pretty decent. Extra treasure. We said this is backloaded. This should probably be the final one. Doesn't matter where we set this here. We got to change the order in the UI. Extra treasure is for getting free stuff. And maybe 100, 500, 2,000, 3, 4,000, 5,000. I don't know. 10,000. I'm just making up numbers for now. Yeah, let's just go try this out. And we'll move where some of these perks are in the UI. Perk board, perk dialog. All right, so auto opening should be the final one. Portal should be the first one. What's the next cheapest thing you can get? I said it was going to be max customers. Put that there. Okay, let's just go try that. Oh, this launched a new version. Gotta close the existing version. Alright, so we get some items. You have no idea the rarity of these items. Set this to 5. This to 5. Hey Spider, I am using Godot and C#. And then Codex for AI. Oh, nice. They bought it. So maybe we can increase the price. Set it to 7. We're getting another treasure chest. Oh, they bought it for 7. Okay. Let's get some more items and let's get some more customers. And set the price of this to 5. Ah, they're happy to pay 5 for pretty much all of these. That's kind of lucky, right? Maybe it's not lucky. Maybe I got unlucky the first time. Yeah, what else can we buy? Nothing. Nothing. All right, getting more customers early on is pretty nice. In fact, actually, there's no problem. Whoops, setting this to like 10 and just seeing if they'll buy it. No, they will not buy it. They do not like that price. 3? They'll pay 3. They will not pay 6. Okay. Well, that is the 2. Oh, that was premature. Yeah, whoops. All right, so we got a quiver. Let's try setting that to 11. No, that's too high. Okay, okay. Can we afford anything else? We can afford customer speed. And that's it. Hmm. 3 new items. Yeah, so there are a few things I feel about this early gameplay loop. Like, I want this to go a little bit faster for sure. Yeah, that's too high. This is also too high. Okay. Anyone else have any problems? Okay, fine. They're not willing to pay very much for any of this stuff. It's all trash in their mind. Oh my god, really? I will set this at 1. Alright, good. Not good. Set that to 1 as well. We should set every price minimally to 2, I think. That way you can know whether you've even customized it or not. Whoops, oh darn it, I should have done something about that. But we have those already. Alright, good. So let's open that up. Next upgrade is too expensive. This is 150. Yeah, I think it takes too long to get there. Okay, so we need to revamp this a little bit. Mostly try it out and set it to what feels right. Yeah, yeah. And then as people play test, I adapt it. So what did I say? Oh yeah, the minimum price should be 2. Where do we have that data? Min item value, there it is. All right, where do we set this? Here it is. All right, so we'll set the minimum value to 2, I think. Yeah. Thought about making them so they can give you offers for those items. So I think it's important to know what this game is all about, because otherwise it's gonna spark different ideas here. So this game is called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And hang on one sec. Okay. So this is the game I'm making, and what you're seeing is just a sub game in it. So in this game, you start by customizing your colors, I guess, but you actually start in a platformer, and you work your way through a series of broken tutorials. So in this one, you eventually get to a portion where you like fall through the world, and you end up in a different game altogether. That other game you end up in is a farming game, and you'd be like, what's going on here? And the game will tell you a little bit of storyline in this one. Then you eventually make it to another game after this. This is the top-down shooter we have here. And then from here, you make it to the loot boxes game. So the idea of customers offering you things for items, like you're only going to be in this game for maybe 5 minutes. So I think the level of complexity we have is already the right amount of complexity for this. This person, yeah, nice. Okay. All right, so now I can set some prices on these. We'll start at 11. All right, come buy my wares. Buy, 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 buy. All right, you don't want that, that's fine. Set you to 4. Maybe you should start with more item displays. Like you start with 6. Tuners just fill them all automatically. All right, that's good. Because otherwise you're just waiting for customers. good they at least bought that. Oh, they're slightly unhappy with this, so we gotta lower it by just a little bit. Hey, Luca. It's like a Moonlighter-esque type game. Yeah, sort of. There's no other part of this game, though. It's just the selling items and opening loot boxes. The idea of this is sort of just a commentary of like how long will you open loot boxes if you don't have to. So the very first upgrade you get in this game is this customer portal. It creates a portal that allows customers to visit your town. And that portal is down here. And if you enter it, you will just leave this game. And that's it. That's all you have to do. All of what you see here is just to see how long will people open loot boxes for. And how long will they like engage with this game that they could have just left to begin with. So at some point, some players might actually max everything in this game and then realize, wait a second, I could just walk through the portal the whole time. And the answer is yes, they could have. Can you adjust the price multiple times? Yeah. And I'm going to adjust it again pretty soon. Okay, let's get more customers. The ultimate troll. Yeah, I mean, that's what this game's about. It's about being stuck in a broken tutorial. Like, you will have just come from a game where you walk through a portal to get out of it. So, like, now you see, oh, I upgraded my portal. Where is that in town? And yeah, you'll eventually wander around. All right, yeah, setting the minimum price to 2 was really good. Players might not know that, but I'm afraid if this is not fast-paced enough that people will leave this pretty soon. So I think we can't have like a large build-up to the first upgrades you get. I mean, that's a pretty tough upgrade. And yeah, I definitely want to upgrade the player speed a little bit sooner. Because the other thing too is like while you're doing stuff, you need to be paying attention to who's buying what and are they mad about it. Are they gonna buy something? They did. Nice. Nope, they're mad about that. They're mad about that. Once you've figured out the prices, you should just be able to open treasure chests and get a ton of money. Actually, the problem with indicating that they were really happy about a purchase is that you wouldn't be paying attention to what they just bought. Take care, Vibe. Thank you. What will be the broken part for this tutorial? Just that you can leave it immediately. That, like, you can just skip the whole thing. So you could just walk out of there. Alright, yeah, nice. We're getting a bunch of items we already had. Okay, so now what can we afford? Customer speed, more treasure stands, player speed. Let's get customer speed. That will actually make them buy more frequently because they won't have to wander around for as long. Set this up to 6 or 7, I mean. Okay, they bought the mushroom. They're still unhappy about that. That does not have a price. Yeah, so I think in order, like, you wouldn't want to tweak these prices endlessly. You're not paying such close attention to it. I think we should actually tone down the number of items you can find. So I should probably take some out of the pool. And there's no indication of rarity anyway. If you knew an item was rare, you might start charging more for it. Alright, so now we can afford another upgrade, but it's just for player speed, I think. Yeah, so the next big upgrade is getting treasure quality higher up, or even treasure frequency. In fact, yeah, let's get treasure frequency. Now open up a treasure chest. And we should have another one here pretty soon. Let's get that. That's probably a rare item. Let's just set this to 20. Whoops, not 29. 20 and see what that sells for. Does anyone want this? They're on the fence. They probably pay 16 for it. Yeah, I think we just need to make it so you get these upgrades a little bit faster. Nice, they actually did pay 16. This is also probably a rare item because I haven't seen this before. Nope. There we go. $1.5x faster. No, I don't really use that. I think the only time to use it is when you know you're not going to use your quota otherwise, and you might as well get your answers faster. Alright, that was probably stupid. I should increase my speed of all things. Also, it's such a minor increase. Who cares about 20% faster? Can I increase the price of this at all? Well, now they're buying everything. This is actually kind of neat. Yeah, I think you just need to get to this point a little bit faster. Like, I don't have any treasure. There's no way to speed it up, really. I have to just wait. There we go. Now we're only finding items we found before, right? Yeah. So if I were really playing this out, yeah, I need to get treasure quality or extra treasure. That could work too. Oh, that only helps if I have a treasure stand. Oh. Achievements that pop out to be less and less solo if they're wasting their time. Well, the treasure sphere kind of hints at it if you talk to them. What if there's more to life than just opening treasure chests? The button just says, But yeah, I'm intentionally just gonna leave it at this for now and see how many people are like, well, what else is there in here? Like, what am I doing in this game? Oops, don't want to set it to that. I want to set it to that. I want to lower this a little bit. Maybe raise that up. So yeah, let's get to 150. I mean, it's already clear we need to speed this up, but let's still get to 150. We're not that far away. Yeah, we just need to sell 2 more items, basically. There. So let's go get that. Nice. Oh, no. It gave us a wooden one because I didn't do it in time. So now we got to wait 20 seconds. Well, at least we get, what is that, 30 gold? Yeah. But the next set of treasure chests will let us set the items to a much higher price. And we get more items. And it takes longer to open. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I think the idea of opening multiple chests is cool. We just need to change how this works a little bit. So let's set these to 50. All right, will they buy them? No. I'll just leave that for now. Will they buy any of these? Nope, still unhappy. Okay, let's set it to 20. Now that's a steal. Yeah, nice. Let's set that one to 100. Set them all to 100. Oh, they're actually, that's not too far from the real price. Wow. Set it to 80. Can I afford another upgrade? Extra treasure. I would need treasure stands for that. We can afford it. Let's get it. Oh, they definitely don't want to buy that. All right, now we got multiple treasure chests we can open. That's kind of cool. And we need more customers. How much is the next customer upgrade? We can also afford it. Nice. We got 3 more customers. Okay. We should be cruising through this pretty soon. Well, I don't want to buy that. And they don't want to buy that either. They still don't want to get that. Wow. Yeah, pretty good. I might as well try boosting this, right? We know these things both sell, but I don't know about these. How do you feel, customers? No, you hate it. Okay. Lower it right back down. Oh, they'll buy the lanterns, though. Let's set it to 61. This must be rare. Let's set it to 70. We haven't seen that very often. Maybe there could be hints. Maybe the treasure spirit could tell you, like, oh, that lantern could be more expensive. That'd be kind of nice. Yeah, those are all selling pretty well. And now we're getting a decent amount of money. Yeah, let's get more item stands. We can afford a lot. Wow. Yeah, I feel like the game picked up. Whoop, I'm setting that to 100. Will they? No, they won't buy it. 40? No, not 40. 20? I don't want treasure frequency now. I haven't balanced this stuff yet. Yeah, it's all going pretty well. Now that 40% speed boost, whew, that's a big one. Oh, they're only slightly happy about that. Oh, nice. Bought it for 100. Yeah, okay. So, what did we learn? Much faster opening, or much faster intro. I don't want as much waiting around. And there needs to be some hint somehow that you drastically underpriced an item. Maybe the treasure spirit tells you like once every 60 to 120 seconds. Or maybe it's like charges that build up. He just says your picture of item could stand to be much more expensive. Yeah. Chuckles. Maybe so you could do a little spring to an underpriced item to snatch it. The thing is, short of literally telling you that, hey, this item is underpriced, I don't think any other indication is going to help. Like, I was thinking of having them show a certain emoticon or something, but yeah. And then we need to price these other ones. So once you've gotten to this stage of the game, getting up to like 400, 500 gold is not too crazy. So we got to change some prices of things. Let's make player speed cost less. Maybe 20, because that's a nice feel-good upgrade. More item displays also should probably be like 20, 25. Treasure frequency, 50. Treasure quality, 100. Yeah, let's just set it to 100. Well, no, that's really the next like step function in the game. Extra treasure. This only helps if you have more treasure stands. And more treasure stands do nothing for you on their own. So we should just start you with 2. Yeah, we should start you with 2. Because it doesn't make sense. Treasure stand count is 0. Treasure stand count -1. Yep, here it is. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's set it to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that way that perk can never be wasted. Should we change the number of item displays as well? Probably, right? So we have it 4, 6, 10, 16, 24, 40, 64. Yeah, let's start you with 6. And just add a number at the end that's 90 for now. But I think we want to add a number in the middle somewhere. So it's +4, +6, +8, +16, +24. 4, 6, 8, 16. I mean, it makes most sense to add it here, I guess, like a 32. Yeah, that could work pretty well. Player movement speed. When it's 100%, is that too fast? I got to make sure for accessibility's sake, you're not like zipping around like crazy. So let's just grant most things and then go max out this perk. It's not too fast. Could it stand to be faster is the question. Now this is some real loot over here. You can set this to the thousands. No, we can't. Oh, they bought that one. No, they're doing better about this. Cool. Yeah, they bought that one for 3,000. Nice. Okay, so let's try this again from the beginning. We're not going to cheat this time. I want to see how. Oh, you know what? We should time this. Stopwatch. Okay, there. I just started it. I know I'm going to be off by like a couple seconds because I'm still wrestling with the stopwatch. There we go. All right, open the treasure chest to start earning loot. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why do we only have 4? Item display counts is set to 6. We don't consider this. We got to do this on ready or something. Or init. There is no init. Oh, this is the whole game. All right, that'll hopefully work. Now the stopwatch is way off. But coding that took 48 seconds. All right, now we have 6. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start the stopwatch again. All right, there we go. All right, so open the treasure. You couldn't get a maximum of 4 items. At this point, you'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing. The treasure spirit would tell you to get customers. Then you'd still say, I don't know what I'm doing. Treasure spirit would say to set item prices. All right, so let's set this to 10. Yeah, nice. Now we have another treasure chest. Now these prices may be too high. We're setting all of them to 11. And we have 2 duplicates here, actually. Interesting. They're not even trying to buy an item right now. Oh, nice. So the book is correctly priced. The potion is correctly priced. This is overpriced. Right, it started at the price of 1. Shouldn't have no price in the beginning. Well, customers will buy it at the price that's listed. So if it has no price, they'll give you no money for it. And I want them to at least give you 1. Oh, yep. They just bought that for 1. We could make it so that the price could be 0, indicating that you don't want a customer to buy it, I guess. But that might not be clear. Right, it's definitely clear when they take something out from under you. Wow, I'm getting very lucky on the prices of these items, huh? They're pretty much buying everything for this. All right, so now let's get max customers. That only costs 10. This costs, yeah, wow, we can get a lot of stuff now. This is totally random, so it is possible that you get the worst possible luck and like all of your items are only worth 2. Yeah, we've gotten very lucky that everything here is worth at least 10. Now it's not. All right, so can we do anything with 44 gold? No. Oh, wait, we don't start with 2 treasure stands either. That was supposed to be done. Whoops. Oh, they're still mad about that? I gotta add a bunch of sound effects too. All right, not that unhappy about it. This is worth exactly 2, I think. And that's probably worth like 8. We almost have enough for the next tier. If I get this, it'll bump me up to 3 immediately, so it will build the other ones. Oh, let's get that. Okay, these have to be rare, right? I'm gonna set these to 20. Will they buy it? No. Maybe they don't have to be rare. Well, they're buying the quivers now for 2. Oh yeah, they're not happy about this. We're almost at 150. Which is what I think I set for the price of the next... No, it's 125. This probably could still be faster. Well, now that I got the silver chest, it's definitely going to be faster. Because, yeah, I can set these things to like 100. Although you might not know that you can. And actually, I think 100 is too high. Will they buy it for that? Let's get the next customer upgrade too. Alright, let's get treasure stand, and I can afford that. Yeah, this isn't bad. I think more feedback on your prices, just other than the customers. The customers will tell you when your price is too high. Nothing tells you when it's too low. So it's been about 5 minutes to get to this point, and I think it's pretty reasonable getting to this point. I don't want players to necessarily play this for too long. Like, hopefully they do realize there's something else to this. Then again, we could just speed them right along. Maybe that's even more fun. Like, you're getting through these upgrades pretty quickly. Otherwise, it will turn into a 20-minute game. I could see it going either way. All right, so refresh items displays, refresh treasure stands. Make sure the initial quantities match our expectation. Or like, well, that's fine. Loot boxes. So yeah, we have 4 here. We actually don't need there to be 4. We could just delete these. It's fine either way. All right, what other things did I say? Yeah, the treasure spirit telling you about underpriced items. Well, we should probably check in what we've done. And then I'll probably kick off an AI query or something, and then I don't have too much longer I can even stream for. So let's go look at all the code it generated for this. So we are making the treasure chest type in here. Common value range end %. Uncommon value range start %. Yeah, I think these need some comments. Common items are worth the least. We use the lowest X% of the price range for them, where X is what's defined below, or defined here. Okay, this is uncommon items. Use the upper X% of the price range. And rare items, I'll just say C uncommon value. All right, so this file, probably pretty good. There's just a whole bunch of data. Then create drop pools, which is a dictionary of dictionaries. I think this dictionary should be made into a drop pool. So I'm going to write this down. Make this into... it doesn't have to be. I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah, unless something isn't the clearest to do. It's funny because that kind of refactoring, first of all, I wouldn't have probably written the code that way to begin with. But if I had, I might have been like, I want to refactor this, and it's going to impact other humans who interact with this code. But if it truly is just AI interacting with the code, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's a dictionary of dictionaries or a dictionary of a class that is easier to understand for a human. So this is validation that we're doing, right? Yeah, I think this is still fine to keep. This is incredibly weird. Why would it do this? It's ignoring that. Yeah, weird. All item data initialized. I don't see any reason to do this. If I comment this out, there's no problem, right? I'm just going to delete the whole thing. Very strange. I wonder why it added that in. How bizarre. This is also weird. It doesn't seem to know how to get a random item that we have here. We can just do return item IDs dot. Oops. Dot random element. Get random element. Get random element. And it's data dot keys. Is keys already a list? It is a key collection. What is a key collection? Just a collection. Yeah. Yeah, that was very bizarre that that existed there. It's also kind of strange it doesn't know how to do this at any point, like the get random element bit. I feel like I should tell it about using my extensions that I have. This is fine. What do we do here? Rare count, so 25% of the items should be rare. 25% should be uncommon. We probably should change these numbers. It should probably be like, let's think about this. If we had 100 items, maybe 20 are rare, 33 are uncommon, and 47 are common. That's probably better. Yeah. So we'll do x divided by 5, x divided by 3. 20% are rare, 33% should be uncommon. Yeah. All right, so make new dictionaries here and then add in everything we need. Okay. Roll item value. This is done initially, that's fine. Rarity switch. What does this want me to do? Add missing arms. I don't care about that. Hey, Goose. Yeah, things are going pretty well. It's been a good day so far. Fixed some bugs. Worked on the loot boxes game. Yeah. How was your Monday? Oh, now this is wrong. This is kind of stupid. Yeah, this is kind of stupid. We're validating something we just set above. Hey, Snow Goose. Hello, geese. There's a shuffle function. This should not exist here. We don't already have a shuffle function, do we? No. All right, so AI changes, add this to list extensions. Otherwise, I'd say we're looking pretty good. All right, now perk data. I started changing some values. I didn't finish this. This is my own work, so let's just leave that there. Treasure chest data. What is that? Dialogue option name? Where do we even use that? We don't. Okay, throw that out. Dialogue option name. All right, animation name, that's probably fine. Well, probably, I say. Is it actually fine? Do we use this? We do. Okay. All right, looks good. Item data, it's fine. Item display, took out visible on this. I don't care about that. That was my doing, by the way. Get random item ID, that's totally fine. This is code I added. What changed here? This is some like auto save by opening the player scene. So we should probably just delete this and close the player scene. Roll back. Perk ID. This moved somehow. I don't know why. Perks dialogue. I moved those, so that's my balancing work. We're gonna not check that in. Treasure chest data looks good, and treasure stand is the final bit here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So revamp how items drop. In general, write this here. It follows. So items now have rarities that are randomized at startup. Item rarities connote values within ranges. Items belong to certain treasure chests. Treasure chests can emit more loot than they did. And what else? I don't know. That's the big stuff. Well, actually, we could just click this button and see what AI says. Yeah, I like mine better. All right, and then this is start balancing loot boxes. Start balancing perks. Now let's go change this. Add or like move shuffle into list extensions. I do have list extensions, right? Yeah, I do. All right, that should be pretty fast. And then what else did I say I wanted to do? This part. Yeah, start a prompt for this now. This won't work though. We have these nudges. They're not called nudges. What starts with a B, doesn't it? BLR blurb. No, that's not in there. Did I not call it a blurb? Yeah, here's all the blurb stuff. Tutorial speech bubble. Okay, there we go. Tutorial speech bubble. Did that just crash? No, it didn't. It keeps going back to Rider for some reason. I don't know why it does that. All right, isn't that a text label? This text label is a rich text label. So you could put images in here, but they'll have the wrong texture filter. No. What do we do? Also, the item might sell. What does shuffle method exactly do with the tuples? I haven't seen them being used like this, I think. Oh, it's just swapping two things. So if you say like XY equals YX, you're going to swap what those two things are. So we're saying take what's, uh, put this, swap the two things. Yeah. That's going to be too hard to say this otherwise. Now in Skeleseller, we took our shuffle function. Oh no, we didn't have a shuffle function, I guess. We used sample, which was pulling things from there, but I took it from Lodash. Save some lines and temporary variables. Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is good. Refactor. Did this have something when you save it? Yeah, anchor preset. Refactor, shuffle into a better location. Okay. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what I want to do about this feature here. Like I said, there has to be some way to indicate that a price is too low. The problem is when a price is too low, a customer can come and buy it. So the time that we take to tell you that the price is too low, you might not be able to act on it fast enough unless we lock the item. I mean, this is stuck in a broken tutorial and it's not actually broken. This is telling you a good thing. So if we speed this up a little bit. So here, for example, we could, every once in a while, we could be like, oh, hey, that ring is priced like way too low. And now you know to increase the price, you know, maybe it's got to be like 300 or something. And then customers are allowed to buy it again. Yeah, I'm not sure what we want to do for this. Let me just write out. So problem, the player has no easy way of knowing when an item is priced way too low. Should you be able to reprice it or remember it for next time? You can reprice at will and it remembers for next time. So right now we have, let me just speed this up. Okay, now let's go over here and give myself a bunch of speed and a bunch of item displays. All right, so if we just grant a bunch of items, if I change the price of, let's say, this clock, and we set it to 1001, this other clock is also set to 1001. And then once customers go and buy all this stuff, oh, well, 1001 is too expensive. All right, let's set it to 11. Yeah, 11 they'll buy it for. All right, so let's let all these disappear. They won't buy the ring. There we go. So now any new clocks that show up, we did not get any. We still did not get any. Let's increase the number of customers we have. They'll also be priced at 11 still. There we go. Yeah, so there's one just to the left of me. So it does remember the price. The problem is they'll happily buy stuff for 1 gold, and you'll be like, oh, maybe that's the best price. Maybe it's not the best price. Why does that sword look so weird? Huh. It's just how it looks in the sprite sheet. I never noticed that. Might want to change that graphic. Or just use a different sprite, I guess. Oh, it's fine. I guess I don't really care. So yeah, player has no easy way of knowing an item is priced way too low. So I think the treasure spirit should tell you, but it would probably need to lock the item while it's telling you so that a customer doesn't buy it before you can interact with it to raise the price. Hmm. Maybe it highlights the item as well. Nothing highlights it otherwise, right? No, we just highlight the item display. Yeah, so here's what I'm thinking. Treasure Spirit says something like, this item is priced way too low, or something like that. And this item is in red. And then we outline the item that we're talking about in red. And customers can't buy it during that time. Yeah, does that sound like a pretty good way of doing this? Or maybe we even say, no, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, let's write it out. It's going to be kind of a tough prompt to write anyway. In the loot boxes game, I want there to be an indication. I want there to be a way for the player to know that they've priced an item too low. So the treasure spirit, after the player has completed treasure spirit blurb count. Yeah, you pass this in. Has seen and acted on all of the treasure spirits blurbs. A timer should start every how should this work? Every 30 seconds. we should check to see if any of the item prices that the players set are considered too low. How do we consider too low? Okay, so yeah, how do we figure this out? Because if, let's say, an item price is 2 gold, or no, let's say an item price is 5 gold and you set it to 2 gold, it's like, yeah, that's off by a factor of 2.5, but it's just 3 absolute gold. So maybe we say minimally. Hmm. The price is considered too low when the value is more than 2x the price that was set, and the price set is at least 5 gold. Check to see if any of the item prices of the players set. We should find the worst priced item. Yeah. Uh, this is the item with the biggest. This is the item with the biggest difference between price and value, where the price is less than the value. Okay, good. So if the worst priced item isn't off by at least a factor of 2, then we simply wait another 30 seconds before checking again. Yeah, I just want to be really careful about the whole, like, we also just ignore items that are probably less than a certain value completely, like 10 gold or 20 gold. Maybe it is just 20 gold. Yeah, 20 gold. So the minimum value is 2 gold, which is why I want to say, like, the only items we consider are going to be ones whose value is at least 20 gold, I think. This is the item with the biggest difference between price and value, where the price is less than the value and the value is at least 20 gold. All right, if the worst price item isn't off by at least a factor of 2, then we simply wait another 30 seconds. How about this? I'll just write it out. Where price is less than value divided by 2. And value is greater than or equal to 20. Yeah. If there is no such item matching that condition, then we simply wait another 30 seconds before checking again. If there is a worst priced item matching those conditions, then we outline the item in red, like the rainbow shader, but with light and dark red instead of rainbow colors. and prevent customers from buying it until the price is changed, until the price is increased. During this time, the treasure spirit should say, what is it? This item is priced too high. In a blurb styled text box. This means BB code needs to be enabled for the rich text label where this shows. Okay, so all that's answered. And then after the price has been changed so that it is... Actually, you just need to increase it, right? We don't tell you how bad it is. We probably should. To at least value divided by 2. Yeah. After the price is at least value divided by 2. The outline should go away. The item should be unlocked. And the treasure spirits text should fade away. Or like treasure spirits pop-up should fade away. They should no longer be able to point out a poorly priced item until maybe 2 minutes have passed. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. All right, I think this is a pretty cool idea. So I want there to be a way for the player to know that they priced an item too low. Oh, well, we don't need this here. After the player has seen and acted on all of the treasure spirits blurbs, a timer should start. Every 30 seconds, we should find the worst priced item. This is the item with the biggest difference between price and value, where price is less than value divided by 2 and value is greater than or equal to 20. If there is no such item matching that condition, then we simply wait another 30 seconds before checking again. If there is a worst price item, you know what? Maybe we say if value is greater than or equal to 15. It does mean, though, that the treasure spirit can start pointing out items that are rare in the first category that you wouldn't have priced, and then you're boxed out from... Oh, man. Yeah, maybe we'd say greater than 20. Because 20 is the first bucket, so this would never happen to you in the first part of the game. Treasure, chest data. Yeah, max item value. We set this to... Where is this defined? Why am I not able to find this? Oh, right. I know why. Because I need to go back to this and find out where we define these. Here. Yeah, 20. So instead of 20, it's actually... Note, instead of hard coding a value of 20, use the upper bound, or what is it called? Max item value of a wooden treasure chest from all treasure chests. Okay, if there's a worst price item matched in those conditions, we outline the item in red. We outline all instances of that item in red. And prevent customers from buying any of them until the price is increased to at least value divided by 2. During this time, Treasure Spirit should say this is price way too low. This means speed code needs to be enabled. And after the player makes the price at least value divided by 2, the outline should go away. The item should be unlocked. The item should be made purchasable again. And the Treasure Spirit's dial pop-up should fade away. They should no longer be able to point out a poorly... The Treasure Spirit should no longer be able to point out a poorly priced item until 2 minutes have passed. Cool, let's go plan that. And then I think the other thing we need to do is just balance a game. And I think this will help a lot. So let's go fill out the journal. We did a good job using the AI quota this week. This whole thing from plan to execution will probably take like 20%, maybe 30 at worst. And we'll be left with like 18% remaining. So fixed some bugs and worked on the loot boxes game. Now, I am taking vacation on Thursday and Friday, just time off, not going anywhere. So we're deleting 2 days from July. I actually think it's a good idea for me to start planning any 2-month cycle with some time off. Not necessarily that I'm going to take it, more like in any 2-month period, act like there's 2 months minus 3 days or something. And not figure out the exact days it's going to be. Anyway, so we have tomorrow, which is going to be spent on polish. The next day, which is going to be spent possibly on starting a new game. Then I imagine it'll take about a week and a half for the new game. And we need to do some music stuff in there too. And then we clean up everything we have. Yeah, so at some point I got to start prepping for the next playtest. Checkpoint 2 playtest. If we don't have all of the recolor masks made yet, then we should disable them so that players don't comment on how the characters change colors. Yeah. Man, I have been chugging right along with all this stuff though. Oh, what happened here? Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah, chugging right along. And I do like the last couple games we've been making here. Like the top-down shooter is one that I expect will take at least 5 minutes to beat. So it's nice that we don't have these like just throwaway games. I'm happy with the music for this. We gotta do a lot of polish still. Yeah, this is feeling good. The loot boxes game, as we just kind of tested, has at least 5 minutes of gameplay easily. Like, even if you're trying to speed through this, I don't know how you would. Because you kind of just have to sell items. Well, sorry, you could just leave the game. I mean, if you're playing it for real, and you can't beat it in less than 5 minutes. Obviously, you can bypass it in about 10 seconds. All right, I just want this thing to finish generating the plan. So I'll wait for this, and then I'll probably go find someone to raid. In fact, let me find someone to raid now. I don't remember how long the morning stream was. Okay, yeah. So I've streamed for 6.5 hours. That's pretty good. You know, AI has made me do more work. Like over the weekend, I did a bunch of stuff because I'm like, well, I'm going to lose the quota anyway, right? Might as well. All right, I think we should go find somebody new to raid. I feel like I have raided so many different people. All right, same category. Actually, you know what? At some point, I should probably venture outside this category and find some like gaming streamers. It's always kind of hit or miss. All right, so all the people I'm following, I've rated before. Hey, what is this person doing? Play to earn. That doesn't sound... Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Huh, I am following this person. They're just not showing up in my following list. Mod fund. Minecraft. This person's doing. Oh, let's read them. Does that stress you out? You kind of should use a quota. A little bit, but I like being productive. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Stream preview. Interesting. I wonder if you can watch a stream without ads if you do that. All right. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to read through this off stream. An ad's about to start on my channel anyway, but I'll try to raid before that happens. I'll be back online tomorrow. It'll just be a half day. We'll probably just work on polish. I've been having a good time. I hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.